What's up guys, Kmart in the house. I'm here with and this video is a little bit different because I'm a massive Taylor Swift fan and I'm going to the 1989 World Tour and we're so excited, so we're gonna vlog it for you. And we've got crazy costumes, we've got like 13s on our hands and we're ready to go. So keen? Are you keen? It's an understatement. Don't you think I was without you on? Hand in your pockets, trying to kiss me when I was in the middle of saying something. There's not a day I don't miss. It's rude interruptions. We got there and this music festival called Stereosonic was on, and so we were walking around. Obviously we stood out like sore thumbs because of our costumes, and we getting catcalled heaps and stuff, which was very embarrassing, so I was feeling very self-conscious. But then we got to the stadium, we got some lunch, and then we caught up with other Swifties, which was really awesome. And then when they let us through to the gate, they still had the barrier down, so we all just were like singing like Taylor Swift songs at the top of our lungs and stuff, which was pretty awesome. Then we finally ran into the stadium, found Taylor Nation, and we just, took some photos there, which was pretty awesome.
So we're TS Angels because all of Taylor Swift's friends are Victoria's Secret Angels, so we decided we'd be TS Angels because we're her angels.
When we came to the concert, we knew Loft 89 was a thing, and obviously we wanted it, but obviously our intentions, like the reason we weren't going to the concert was because of Loft 89. I just really wanted to see Taylor Swift because I'm a really big fan. And when the concert started, we were kind of had it in our minds, we're like, yeah, we're definitely not getting Loft. So we went and watched Vance Joy, who I love. He's actually an amazing artist and he's so cute. Hannah and I really like him, so we were standing up and cheering and like singing and all that, and a lot of families behind us were complaining because our wings were too big, and they were claiming that's the reason they couldn't see, so we had to take them off. The reason they couldn't see probably was because we were the only ones standing up. I don't think it was our wings because they weren't taller than us, they were just a little bit wider than us. And then when the concert started, everybody stood up, we all went insane and it was amazing.
Taking this all in, this is one of the biggest crowds I've ever performed for. I don't mean to stare, but there's a lot to look at right here. I was looking at you and I was thinking, I really would love to sing a song just you and me and this guitar and see how loud this thing can possibly get. In a stadium full of 76,000 people. What do you think?
So I went to LA because of the contest I won, and there's 3 songs that she sang at Sydney which she didn't sing in LA. All you had to do was say You Are In Love and This Love. During You Are In Love, Hannah and I, just like before it, decided to put our wings back on because she was close to us. So we thought, oh, she might notice us like Taylor, like dreaming. And then because You Are In Love is on the deluxe version, like no one in our section knew it but us, so this is one of my favorite songs and I was really excited because I haven't heard her play it live before, so we were going insane. Like we were the only ones in our sections, we were singing it so loud, we were dancing around, like you can hear it in the silence, you two are dancing in a slow glow round and round. And we're going insane, like everybody was looking at us, so we did like embarrass ourselves. You can hear it in the silence, 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 silence. You can hear it on the way home, way home, way home, way home. You can hear it when the lights out, lights out, lights out, lights out. You are in love. And then after You Are In Love, I was just like, yeah. And it's when like the clips of like Cara, Carly, Selena, Leah, all that like come on, so we went to sit down, like because everybody kind of does that, and then we get a tap on our shoulders, and I thought, great, here we are in trouble for our costumes again. And we turn around and the lady looks at us and she goes, have you guys met Taylor before? And she had an American accent, and we were like, no. And she's like, would you like to meet her? And we were like, yes. And I was like, oh my god, is this a joke? And she was like, no. So she gave us the Loft 89 ticket, which is right here, and this blue wristband here. And then we went a little insane.
We just found out we're meeting Taylor. I'm shaking. I'm actually crying. Oh my god. My hands are shaking. And Star's playing. Oh my god.
Then she played the song Style, and then she sang This Love, which again I haven't heard it live and it's one of my favorite songs, so I was going insane, and we were just buzzing the whole concert because we honestly did not think that we would get Loft. As I said before, we were well aware of it, but we highly doubted it. Oh my god, seriously, I'm getting overwhelmed just talking about it. So obviously we went nuts for the rest of the concert. Taylor's just an amazing performer. Her voice is so great. She can dance, and my favorite songs at the concert were You Are in Love, This Love, and Clean. I like all her ballads, and I thought she just did a really good job of those songs. I mean, at LA I had different favorites, but they were my favorites that she performed in Sydney. So then afterwards we went to the section that Loft told us to go to, and we met all these people, and they were really lovely. Like, shout out to all you Loft 89ers from Sydney. They told us that you're not allowed to take any videos in the Loft, so that's why I didn't vlog it. You can take photos. We all wait in a line to meet Taylor. She was in kind of like a little separate room thing, which is understandable, I think, because I like that you and your group that you're with, you get time with her, and that way it's not disrupted by anyone else, and I think that's a really smart way. So we were all just chatting in Loft, and it was really awesome. Then Taylor came in her room, and everybody was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And then out pops Mama Swift, Andrea. I don't know, Australians pronounce it Andrea, they could pronounce it Andrea, I don't know. She gave the girls in front of me a hug, and then I was behind a table, so I came around and gave her a big hug, and I was like, oh hi, how are you? And I was like, oh, you must be a very proud mother. And she was like, oh, like your mother is. And I was like, oh, so cute. We had a little chat with her. I asked her what was her favorite song on 1989, and I was like, I know it's really hard to pick because obviously like I can't even pick a favorite song. And then she said the song that she knew, like that was going to be really big, like I Knew Trouble, was Blank Space. And I was like, yes, that song is lyrically like impeccable and flawless. And I was like, it's so good. And then Hannah and I kind of lost our spot in the line, so we waited till the end and we were just kind of talking. Then before you knew it, it was our turn to meet Taylor, and I'm getting butterflies just thinking about it. So we walked in, she was like, hi. She was acting all like goofy, which I love, and then she gave us a hug. I was like, oh, fantastic show, all that kind of thing, and she was like, oh, thank you. And I was like, hi Taylor, my name's Kristen, and I'd just like to say that I've been a fan since 2009, and I just really like your music because you're one of the few artists like of nowadays that actually sings and raps about honest, emotional stuff, and as you've grown, I've grown, and that's why I love you so much. And then I was like looking right into her eyes, and she has the most beautiful blue eyes, and then she was like, oh, thank you for staying with me all these years, and like came in for another little hug, and I was like, oh, it's so cute. And then Hannah was like, oh, you follow me on Tumblr, I'm sweeter than Wonderstruck, and she was like, oh yeah, I remember following you, your URLs, I remember thinking that's really cute. And she was like, oh, what are you guys dressed up as? Like, we're TS Angels because all your friends are VS Angels. She was like, yes, yes. She was like, oh, what are your names again? I was like, oh, Kristen, Hannah. She was like, Kristen. And I was like, you Americans say Kristen funny, and you're like, Kristen. And then she laughed, and then she was like, how do you say it? And I was like, Kristen. And she was like putting on like an Australian accent. She was being all cute. And then I was like, yeah, but we say Taylor, and you say Taylor. She was explaining how all the different places in America say Taylor. I started laughing halfway through because I was like, they all sound the same to me because I'm Australian. And then she started laughing, and then she was like, did a really good Australian accent. She was like, Taylor, and I was like, yeah, and I went to give her a high five, but I don't think she was ready for it, so I kind of like just tapped her hand, and then she like grabbed it and gave it a little squeeze, and it was so cute. And Andrea came in and was like listening in on like all the conversation, I think, while we're talking about the Taylor, and then the management was kind of like, oh, you know, you have to go. I was like to her, oh, lucky 13, because I had it drawn on my wrist, and she was like, yeah, it's a lucky number. Then Hannah was like, oh, my birthday is February 13 star, and she was like, oh, sweet. And then I was like, yo, I'm born December 12, the day before you. She was like, oh, that's so cool. She asked me how old I was turning, and I was like 18. She was like, oh, that's a big deal. And I was like, thank you. And she said, I'll be thinking of you. And I was like, thank you. And then Hannah was like, oh, the first song I learned on guitar was our song. And she was like, oh yeah. And I was like, yeah, the only songs I know how to play guitar are Taylor Swift songs. She was like, yeah, 4 chords, keeping it simple. And I was like, yeah. She came and gave us another hug, and then she was like, I love you guys so much. And then she was like, thank you for being a fan for all these years. And then I turned around and I was like, no, thank you for being you. You're so amazing. Like, are you kidding? And then they all started laughing because I was just like, no. And then I embarrassed myself. So I was like to her, no, thank you, bow down. And then they all started laughing, and then her mum was like, I seriously love you guys so much. Oh, and I forgot to add this, but this is important. Then, because Taylor was laughing so much, she was like, oh my god, I love you. And then she came in for another hug, and I was like, oh my god. And then they gave us the signed little picture that they give to everyone, and I'm going to frame this for obvious reasons. I was really glad with how it all went. I have no regrets. I'm just glad that I made her laugh, because that's why I have a YouTube channel. I just love to make people laugh, and she has the most beautiful laugh. So I was really, really glad that happened, and it's been like a couple of days and I'm seriously still buzzing. It's just made me so happy. Also, I'll show you what I bought from the concert. I have bought this top from LA, and I got this bracelet from LA, but I just bought the concert, the tour book, because I have all of them, but Fearless, even though I went to the Fearless concert, I don't have the book, which sucks. So, you know, if you know anyone selling one of those, I'll buy it off them. I know Taylor gets a lot of hate, like being a Taylor Swift fan, it really annoys me, but this kind of almost reassures that what the haters are saying are completely wrong, because she actually cares about her fans. Like, I don't know really any other celebrity that acts like that. Like the other day she was driving to the airport and saw a girl with a Taylor Swift t-shirt on, stopped the car and like came and got a photo with her. Like, who does that? Taylor Swift does that, because she's so kind, she's so sweet, and you know how you can tell when people are being fake? Like 100% she was not being fake. Like, you could tell she was genuinely laughing, she was having fun with the conversation, and I really, really appreciate that. Like, we didn't have to pay for these meet and greets or anything. Some artists make you pay like $2,000 to meet them. This was all free, and I just think that is so, so lovely. And I like to thank Taylor, obviously, for being her and just being the best role model I could ask for, being so sweet, so kind, doing this for her fans. Her mum, for, like, you know, someone is a well-grounded person when they're a big superstar off on tour, but you know, now they're having a little road trip in New Zealand as a whole family with her brother, her dad. Like, that just shows how well grounded she is. And so her mum, thank you her so much for caring about the fans coming to see us, because we all love her so much. And I'd also like to thank Taylor Nation and the lady who picked me. I didn't get her name, but just seriously, thank you so much. And I seriously cannot believe this happened. I'm sorry for those subscribers that may not have been interested in this video, because this is very different to my normal stuff, but because this meant so much to me, I needed to make a video on it 100%. And It's just going to be something I remember for the rest of my life. If you like this video, guys, hit it with a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. If you want more Taylor Swift style videos, because I make comedy sketch videos and I'm happy to do Taylor Swift comedy sketch videos, comment below. I've had requests for Australia videos, so I'm on that. And yeah, request any other videos. I make new videos every Friday. Goodbye and farewell. I was enchanted to meet you, Taylor Swift. Also, I forgot to mention I have a Taylor Swift Tumblr, so I'll link that below, and I'll also link my Instagram below because I don't think I've actually linked that in any of my videos. So if you want to see the photo with me and Taylor and me and Andrea, that's all down below. Wee.